Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Video Game Choo-Choo podcast. Folks, we're here. We're back. It's Memorial Day weekend. I slept most of the day because I got another COVID booster.
Oh no!
And I'm still kind of.
Are you down with the sickness? Oh, no! Fuck! Damn it! God damn it! These are so bad.
You really missed on that. No.
That one sucked. I'm so I can't do it like I used to. I don't know why.
I don't know. Maybe you've lost track of what's truly important in your heart.
I truly feel System of a Down.
But no, hello. We're here to talk about video games. It's me, John. With me this time is Scott, trying his damnedest to be down with the sickness. They're disturbed style.
Yeah, I'm feeling fucking disturbed right now.
What's got you so disturbed, Scott?
Just the voice stuff.
That you can't do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to do it all podcast.
Okay. LV, you're also here.
I'm also here, but I'm not disturbed. So we gotta balance that out. We're balancing that energy.
One normal person. We're doing it.
Good. Okay. All right. At least we got something. Which early 2000s rock band are you most associated with?
Oh gosh, that's hard to think about because sometimes there's a blur over like, wow, this band is older than I thought, or wow, this band is younger than I thought. I need to look that up. I need to think about that. Hold on.
Maybe a Godsmack.
At work, literally yesterday, Friday. God, I had a whirling spiral just remembering a bunch of stuff where it was Gin Blossom's Hey Jealousy was playing. And it's like, Jesus Christ, okay, sure. I know, that's what came to mind for me. I don't know if they're actually a 2000s band, and that's kind of their only known hit. They're not quite a one-hit wonder, Gin Blossoms, but I know some shit went down when they disbanded. It's not great. No, they're from the 1980s. So far.
Godsmack is actually from 95, so time is fake.
Time is fake.
Oh, just an FYI, Mayor Marty Walsh declared August 6th as Godsmack Day in Boston.
Oh, that's so nice.
There you go, yeah. Just to let you know. If you're ever in town.
Pay your respects, yeah.
Pay your respects. Go watch The Scorpion King, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, so video games have occurred once again. It's been pretty wild lately. I've actually been playing some different stuff lately, which is nuts to think about. You know, I haven't just been playing Xenoblade. You know, it's all that kind of shit going on. We got a bunch of news. Shit is just going down. So let's see here. First up, in a move that I'm honestly surprised didn't happen already, because that kind of just seems like something that they would have done already. The Sims 4 has added custom pronoun selection. Like, you're just going to be able to add pronouns to any of the characters, any of the different like character builds. You can also just like add custom pronouns. You can do whatever you want. There are some extra hoops that you have to jump through.
Of course.
If you're going to be doing the custom pronouns. They are saying that they are still actively working on it. They're still futzing with it here and there.
Yeah, you say you're surprised it hasn't happened before. That actually does not surprise me at all about The Sims, that it has taken them a really long time to implement a thing people want.
You know, now that you say that.
If I know anything about The Sims, it's that everyone hates it all the time and they're always mad at it, but they love it.
Because a feature or a quality of life thing many people want, someone ends up making a mod pack for it.
Exactly.
Years before
EA
is like, oh yeah, sure. and then the unofficial thing is far more refined. It has more So I'm sure in some capacity someone maybe has programmed a script in some way to try to do something like this. But yeah,
totally.
It's nice that this is actually now being implemented officially in the game, at least as long as it took.
Yeah, it's definitely something that like exists already if you download a mod.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you know, good show. Not a bad thing. Good for them. You know, make it so you
bare
don't
minimum to me. We can always do better.
Of course, and it seems like they are going to be adding on to it as time goes on. So
best of luck to Electronic Arts.
Be vocal about what needs to be added, and then perhaps they will do so.
Bullying works. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Bullying does work.
Speaking of bullying, Overwatch is 6 years old now.
Old enough for me to kick its ass.
To give it a wedgie.
I'm gonna stick that motherfucker's head in the fucking toilet so hard.
I'll be honest, I don't really know why else this is on here. It just says, hey, it's 6.
I think I put it and I was like, sure.
What scandal are they avoiding this time by announcing it's their birthday?
I think it's mostly just to process like the interesting timeline this game has went through, I guess. In retrospect to Overwatch itself to and then just unfortunately the Blizzard situation. But yeah, that's it. It's a full child, and it's a child that has gone through way too much. And therefore should be bullied because of that.
Metal Gear Rising Revengeance is getting a bunch of players right now. It is up 1,000% since April of last year because of the memes.
That's really strange.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't doubt the story, but like, I don't know what memes took off that aren't already like
in circulation, kind of.
Yeah.
Floating in the aether, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what influencer, what streamer...
Like, what caused a spike specifically?
Pushed something out and made a joke, yeah.
There was a pretty popular video that was an incorrect summary of Metal Gear Rising that took up. That's the one where I mean, there's the Armstrong saying, "My sources, I made it the fuck up." That's where that's from.
It's pretty good.
It is good. Like, that's the thing though, is that like there's just been like I don't think a lot of these memes are new per se, but it is very much just people coming to respect Metal Gear Rising as this goofy, fun game that also has like some interesting things to say.
And very, very honestly universally liked since it's come out.
Exactly, and I just think it has hit this like focal point where everyone who already likes it is revisiting it because they're just like, oh hey, this whips ass, and then a bunch of other people who are like new to it and are seeing these memes are like, oh, I want to check this out, and then they do, and then they're like, oh shit, this rules.
It's so insane to think that it's 10 years old. Every single Metal Gear Solid thing is so fucking old now, but it feels like it's like 4 years old at the most.
Mm-hmm.
Metal Gear Solid Revenge, it still feels new to me. And I don't really know how to explain that. But I don't know. I played it when I was a lot younger, and it's just so fucking cool.
I was like still in high school when that came out.
God.
Chooch had just started when that game came out, you know?
Fuck! It's a good game. I like.
It's a good game.
I constantly think about replaying it, or even just like going back and playing the DLC, because I've heard that's very good, and I've never played it. I tried to play it, but I couldn't wrap my head around the characters because I didn't really play a lot of character action games. This is honestly like my first one, really, and I learned a lot about them. I genuinely didn't know there was a lock-on in the game until like I got to Jetstream Sam.
Dude, do you want to know how I beat fucking Sundowner? I didn't understand that you were supposed to cut the shield up, so I just ran around and like slashed at him.
Nice.
And it took me like 45 minutes.
Like I still think about that that one trailer like from a long ago, like before the game like was still in concept. And like it was that one trailer of Raiden just individually cutting pieces of watermelon, and I'm like, this is the coolest thing that's ever been in video games ever. And then like you think about what Rising like turned into after they gave it to Platinum Games, and because Kojima couldn't fucking figure it out or whatever.
Yeah, that was back when it was Metal Gear Solid Rising.
Yeah, and it became such a good fucking game. Like I can't. This is our weekly Chooch recommends Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Go ahead and play it today. Available on all platforms.
Adding to the huge splurge of sales of it.
Yeah, there you go.
Be part of the movement.
If you don't already own it somehow.
yeah. So dust it off.
Let's see here. One more quick bit of news here. So there's some Skullgirl stuff going on lately. Combo Breaker's actually happening this weekend. And they have the first playable version of the newest character, Black Dahlia. So there's folks, posting on Twitter about how they feel about that character. But the other bit of news here for Skullgirls is they are once again changing Valentine's design. For a while, like when the game first came out, she had the straight up Red Cross, like, the nurse outfit whole deal.
Yeah.
But that is against the Geneva Convention. You are not allowed to have that.
I hate it when games are against the Geneva Convention.
For a while, they just changed the color of the cross, and I guess that was thought to be okay, but now they're just changing it to pink shurikens, and she's gonna throw shurikens instead of crosses. And so hopefully the big titty nurse lady in Skullgirls is no longer a war
Committing
crime.
war crimes, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think she's deployed on an active battlefield though right now, so she might be fine. But if she ever gets sent over to Ukraine or whatever, oof, that's a bad thing to do.
There's an article on Kotaku here from 2017 kind of talking about it here. It's just like as PC Gamer reported, the famous symbol isn't actually in the public domain. It's governed by the International Committee of the Red Cross. If the Red Cross emblem or similar signs are used for other purposes, no matter how beneficial or inconsequential they seem, the special significance of the emblem will be diminished. Because I guess this was this is specifically talking about when Prison Architect had to take it out.
Yeah,
so that they did that back in 2017. But yeah, I remember it happening to Skullgirls earlier than that. But yeah, I guess they're finally like, all right, we're just gonna remove this from the situation. We aren't gonna fuck with it anymore. We're just gonna have shurikens now. It's fine. So let's talk about what we've been playing. Let's hear some stuff. LV, you did some Ludonericon stuff going on.
Yeah, I did do some Ludonericon stuff. I'm happy to talk about like a couple of stuff that stood out to me specifically. Some of these I kind of already been exposed to and tried out before the date of Ludonericon. Yeah, and just to reiterate what Ludonericon is, it is like a little digital showcase that publisher / developer Fellow Traveler does with Steam, where they pretty much highlight games of what they consider to be considered story rich or like heavy narrative story focused. So that could range from like visual novels, an adventure game where there isn't a lot of action, but stuff of that sort, where it's stuff that kind of like fluctuates between that category of like what is an interactive film versus a video game, right? I guess the first thing I can talk about is the next, and I actually don't know the name of the series. I don't know if they're officially calling it the Monster Prom series, because each game is now no longer a prom or set in a prom. But the third game in following Monster Prom and Monster Camp, Monster Road Trip, which is in development right now, and I believe they're really trying to push it out for late summer, early fall. I'm not sure, because it makes sense in terms of the theme. From what I tried, it's pretty much very similar to, and again, this might not be reflective of the final game, right? Again, like a lot of these I've tried are like all like early access still, or like a demo build. What I've tried so far, it's very clear they want to do something very different compared to the past two games, where, if anyone has played the YOG, and they made it very clear that the first game is very inspired by that structure of like this kind of party board game structure where people are taking turns and they move their token / character to these different locations, and they get, they trigger an event, they gain skill points, and all that, like, accumulates towards the end where, to decide who's the winner, or like who meets certain criteria for things, and that's pretty much how like both Monster Prom and Monster Camp works. This one is more of a co-op, quote unquote, survival game. Not to say that there are like devastating stakes you have to do it here. You're literally two of the characters. I'm not sure if you can select them or if it's specifically like fixed on like the ones in the demo. You're kind of controlling two characters with the intent of like, oh yeah, you're gonna have a successful road trip, and that means either you just had fun, you didn't blow out all your money, like, or you just made it to the end without your car shutting down or whatever. And the dating and romance sim aspects to the game is more de-emphasized, and it's more like a side thing. It's actually not the main focus of this game, again, compared to the other two, where, you're a teenager, trying to hook up, trying to get a date with, one of your classmates, or again, in Monster Camp, one of your fellow campers. In this case, you are very much just like, It feels more like a straightforward party game in that sense. Like, the goal is to make it to the end of the board. the board itself like is a little more randomly generated in terms of like sort of the things you might encounter. I at least I think so. Or at least it's a very big map compared to I think the previous 2 games where it's like, okay, you know what all the established locations are. In this case, again, like kind of like a road trip, you kind of don't know what's the next destination or what's the next location you're going to take a pit stop in. And yeah, it has all the same amount of characters, and I'm sure there's gonna be new ones. You know, the himbo werewolf jock, the kind of like dumbass ghost girl, like all the like, and those 2 kind of I feel like are like the main 2 characters they kind of like go to as their mascots in a way, as like emblematic of like the game's branding and promotion. Yeah, I definitely feel a sense of like how much the writing has matured. Even just from this little preview of the game, like, and I'm aware too, like how, you know, like back even as far as the first game, like a lot of jokes around like, you know, the raunchy sex jokes, the raunchy like jokes about coke and drug use, and it was clear they were receptive to that in Monster Camp, where they literally had a setting over like toning that down or like at least removing those, you know, not quite entirely removing them, but like toning down those references and like watering down those references. And just from my impression of like this game alone, I think they really struck like a particular and because I didn't even notice those references that much, so again, I don't know like how further of the writing, the game and dialogue in the game will go into that, but it feels like they're trying to hit or have already figured out their balance in terms of like, here's like trashy humor with something that's actually sincere, and you know, like, and I think like the developers have been also very transparent about this in interviews in regards to like their promotion or Monster Camp, where they were kind of aware and admitted like, oh, okay, wow, that really opened up our eyes about like the kind of like humor they were going with. I don't think was a sort of style of humor that they wanted to intentionally, right, just you know like shock anyone. Like, no, it's this is all the same sort of stuff that fits in the bill of like high school comedies and like stoner comedies. You know, it's nothing that I think crosses the line in terms of like going too far, but for sure like it can be excessive to a lot of folks who just don't want to deal with that or don't find that funny. You know, it's just like, okay, why is this? And it definitely feels like they're definitely like maturing in terms of like that writing style, like I see in Succession, right, from my experiences with the past games. And they're also very intentful, where I think they still want to do more games in this universe and more characters, you know, as far as they can go. They made it very clear about that. It's like, I don't know what genre next they're gonna deal with, but and I think also the de-emphasis on like the dating aspect too, where I think in a way there definitely is a sort of juvenile humor attached to that, with why the original game is a dating sim and all that. And I think this is definitely aiming to be more like, yeah, here's like a more of like a collaborative, fun group. I think this is definitely a more like accessible game that I think people can more universally hop on compared to the other 2 games, where you definitely have to have like be coming in with already like a particular style, like, you know, sense of humor in mind, or like already kind of knowing like, okay, there's a little parody going on here, where this one feels like, I think like I can introduce this to like my sister who's not and she would get it, you know. She's like, oh, this is funny, this is cute, this is charming, compared to like Monster Prom, you know, the first game, and having to be like, yeah, this is a joke on dating sims, this is like, yeah, it's like, and there's like all this raunchy stuff. This one generally feels like I think like this developer's slow like evolution to figuring out like, you know, what's like a good base for what this game should convey to all players, like something that's a little more universal and you know, and something that can be offered or fun, like like again, like the main goal of this game is survive the road trip, have a good road trip. So and it feels like there's more events that you can kind of do, and again, because you're not limited to school, or not limited to camp, there's literally different things your characters can do. Like there's like a concert there's like a pop-up concert location, there's the whole like classic diner pit stop where your characters can replenish their stamina, but at the cost of maybe being ripped off by accident, you know, all those things, or someone gets sick, you know. So there's like more parameters that a character can have a victory, you know, that a player can have a victory, but at the same time, there's more encouragement to kind of just work together to make the road trip as a whole reach its end. And yeah, like the pit stop in itself is like a specific location too, where it's kind of like, oh, here's the end of round 1, we're at a pit stop now. And it's similar to kind of like the you know, the campfire and the like cafeteria function of like the other 2 games, where this is now just the hub. Not hub, but like now there's just a downtime area where you can now like interact with other characters you haven't across like the triggers and random events you played thus far, and you have an opportunity to build that relationship with them. And that is where also those dating aspects can also, be nurtured and grown more. But yeah, it's not a priority. And yeah, and I'm curious as to what the final game feels like. It's definitely it's definitely not dramatically different compared to other games, but it's different in a way that I think really sets it apart from the other two.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's neat.
Yeah,
we should play the Yogg.
Oh yeah, a classic.
That game is
yeah,
really cool.
yeah. And it's so interesting that, again, when I was playing this game, I was re-looking up, like, the Yogg and, like, thinking about it again. It's such a good game, and I don't think I ever got the good ending of that game, that I think about it. Yeah, it's so fascinating that, like, that was a game not made by, like, people in games, and I don't think they've made anything ever since after that. But yeah, it was something that was very formative to, like, a lot of folks. In ways, in ways you don't expect, like, again, Monster Prom, using that as a template. Yeah, it really had me thinking about that, but it's so interesting. And it's such a simple party group game structure, and it is kind of a little surprising that more things haven't just hopped onto that.
I think, like, when most people think about how they want to make a game, it's rarely ever, we want to make a party game for this group of people to, like, do this kind of game, and it's usually way more like narrative and like single player focused, and that's just a trend we generally need more of in games. Is people realizing how much more fun like real communal play can be.
Yogg is 9 years old.
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
sorry. The concept time is fake. That's the
everything is
the
making me feel so 33. Oh, that's in like a month.
Happy birthday.
It's not yet.
I'm glad that they seem to be touching stuff up there, because I remember trying Monster Prom and honestly fucking hating it. So.
Yeah, that's totally fair. Like, way too much all the, and like I feel like you've expressed many times, specifically too, over the issue of like sick of like parody dating sims, or sick of stuff that seems like it's trying to make fun. In a way it is something like Hatoful Boyfriend. It had a lot going on.
Hatoful Boyfriend pulls it off.
Yeah,
it's having a good time.
Absolutely. But I think like in lieu of like more recent stuff that does it, there's like, I think not less of an effort, but I think there's more of a self-deprecating issue with them that makes it hard to enjoy. It's like, oh gosh, I'm playing just the Family Guy moment of like they reference something and then they cut away, and then it's just like, okay, sure, that's the joke.
I think there's a big difference between, I'm going to make a silly visual novel, a silly dating sim, and I think dating sims are stupid, I'm gonna tear them down a peg.
Right. There's like this more of like, is this making fun of it, or is it like, and then there's other issues too where I feel like it's missing the notes of like understanding what dating sims actually are. Like, I think, like, again, the whole issue with the fucking KFC like dating sim thing, like it's very much taking that as a surface concept, and it's like, oh, how funny, here's an anime game where you're dating a fictional character, but then it just doesn't it doesn't unpack that there's so much more to it, and there can be so much more to it, and then it's just using it as a joke.
Like, you really can't expect much more than that.
Oh, well, I mean, but it's like a punchline for an ad, but that's what I mean. Like, that kind of goes into the heart of like what John is frustrated with, and I agree. I definitely agree.
All right, Scott, tell me what's up.
I've been playing fucking hours and hours of Elden Ring, and to a degree that is like, I have like 2 builds like quote unquote finished. Really, I guess you could consider them finished. I have a third that's like almost there. I'm still kind of experimenting with it. But also I've just been like playing tons and tons of multiplayer PvP invasions, nice friendly duels and stuff, to a degree that I have formed really strong opinions about the state of PvP in these games. But like, I don't know if I necessarily need to get into it too bigly. It's fun. I'll sit there for hours on end. This has been most of my days lately, is I'll just boot up Elden Ring and sit there for like 6 hours straight doing invasions, and I'm just like, I'll save some clips and like post them on Twitter. Nobody likes them. Nobody is asking for them. But this is all for me. I'm living out my personal YouTuber, Dark Souls YouTuber fantasy right now. But that's like most of what I've been playing. But somehow in between the haze of Elden Ring PvP, I have managed to play all of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. And you know what? That game's pretty good.
Huh?
It's very hard to talk about for obvious reasons if you know anything about the Stanley Parable.
Mhm.
Like, it's a game that is that was like a flat out parody of the concept of choice in games and what exactly it means, and like that's the big running theme of it. And this game, Ultra Deluxe, which is a it is what it is, takes that concept and tries to reckon with how do we put out the Stanley Parable again in 2022? A game that is, how old is the original one? It was
Much
old.
probably
It was pretty old.
probably in a decade plus.
That sounds about right. I want to say it's like 2013 or something.
We really are dating these games, huh? We're just like, sure, why not put benchmarks on like when stuff is coming.
It's 2013, and also I played
the original the original version that was just a Half-Life mod. It's 2011.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Is I played that original mod like way back in the day.
2013 is when it became an actual proper game.
Yes, yeah, I played that mod like when it first came out, and it was really cool. And then seeing this remade version of it a few years later, still pretty cool. Especially in the way they incorporate that into the game itself. And now there is this third layer of that is way more intricate and in-depth. It's really hard to talk about without spoiling it. I do just want to say another Chooch recommends for the week of 5/28/2022. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a very funny game with great quips and a real message to think about and chew on.
Stamp of approval.
It's cool. They have essentially doubled the amount of content that is in the original in a way that I think might actually be really grating to people if they just don't like the joke that they're going with. But I loved it every step of the way. It does feel a little bit more like they're hitting the humorous side than they are at the very like resonant side of what makes the original Stanley Parable tick. But also it's a game that's essentially about being the Stanley Parable. So I think they're allowed to get away with whatever they want at this point. They've added not just like new you've probably seen the picture on Twitter of someone going, I've been trying to I wondered how quickly I would get to the new content in this game, and then they just like posted a picture of a door that just says new content on it, and that does in fact lead you to the new content, and that's what is essentially the story of the new Stanley Parable. But also they have added extra routes you can go down during the normal game, so to speak, and then on top of that they add another variable that somehow makes it so you replay through all the routes to see the new weird things that they've done, and it's great. Like, genuinely, it's a really, really good time. It's very funny. I think everyone should try it. One thing I am a little bit disappointed about is that the original was a Source Engine game. You could go this one is on ported to Unity, so they could get it on consoles, which is kind of wild to think about, but also good for them, I guess, make the money. But it does actually take away a thing that was in the original, which was there was a sort of Easter egg ending where you could open up the console and put in like console commands activating server cheats, and then if you did that, the narrator would just be like, are you trying to cheat in my game? And then put you into a room that you couldn't leave for 15 minutes as a way to punish you. And they have unfortunately, just by the nature of it being a Unity game and it being on consoles, they just don't have that option available anymore. And I wish they had like tried to recreate it in some way, at least for the people playing on PC. But I get it. It's a little sad, but I think all of the new content that they add more than makes up for it. It's really cool. If you haven't played Stanley Parable before, I think it might actually be a very weird thing to get into now. Like, Like, I would suggest if you haven't played the Stanley Parable, ignore the new content door until you do, until you, like, explore around and play through the space a bit. Or just play it however you want, who cares? But I would say, like, that is actively the way you should probably try and engage this game. I imagine most people have probably played it at this point and know what they're in for, but if you haven't, this is the first time you're ever hearing about it, just do it. Just go whole ham. Like, the original was like 3-4 hours long total. This one, they get you all the way up to 7, baby. They give you a whole game experience. And it's great. I had a wonderful ride the whole way through. I spent like a whole afternoon just having fun in an office building.
Don't we all just want to do that? Have a little adventure in an office building?
I do want to have an adventure in an office building.
I know so many people who recommended the show only on Apple TV, which I don't have and I don't intend on. Severance, which is directed, directed by Ben Stiller, and I looked into it, and I was like, why are people saying, they're describing it, it's like, oh, okay, it's guy trapped in an office, and if you look into it, they very much explain they were inspired by the Stanley Parable.
Oh yeah, I can easily see that.
They very much are people, like, the people who worked on this show, like, were very much inspired by that sort of humor, and like that just sort of, I wouldn't be surprised if we go further into like Valve's, like the backrooms jokes, like just all that stuff. Boy. Which is so interesting, and it's like, and then, but also like a more like widespread mass mainstream example, like the Truman Show specifically too, like but it's stuff that falls under that same genre of like kind of like critique of like office workplace culture, and like it kind of tying into like dystopian stuff. It's definitely like a thing you would think would be more, I don't know, more commonplace, but it's just so interesting that like that was cited as a specific influence. I have not seen the series yet. I think I would like it. But like knowing that, I think I trust it a little more when I eventually will watch it. But that's very interesting.
Yeah. I'll definitely quote unquote subscribe to Apple Plus to watch that bad boy.
Sure, yeah.
No, it's really cool. It's especially interesting considering the entire thing with the beginner's guide that people were so weird about. Which is also a great game by these same people. You should play the beginner's guide. Excellent game. Everything they've done so far, like, knock out of the park, home run. But it's also been fun seeing how much weird shit that they've been posting alongside of it. The official Crows account posting out a clip that they had to cut from the game where they just had the narrator doing the Pickle Rick laughing about it joke. And it's funny. It's a good clip. Obviously they can't put that in the game. Kinda wish it was just to really fucking like throw me off. There are parts of this game where I'm kinda like, how the fuck did they get away with this? And it's definitely because they had they got permission to do it, but it feels like they don't. And that's kind of maybe a whole thing about maybe what the beginner's guide was about, but I digress. But you should play the Stanley Parable and the beginner's guide.
Yeah, I saw that they there's like a newspaper clip at some point in the game, and then on the Switch version, they changed it to like the New Donk Times.
Yes.
It's pretty good.
Oh, there's so many good parts.
I have 2 roads I can traverse here. I can either talk about the Shmup Minute, or I could talk about Tohomon. Which would you rather hear?
Tohomon? What is Tohomon?
Alright, I guess that's the choice here.
I just don't know what it is. I mean, if it's a Toho thing, it probably is also a shmup, right?
It is not.
What?
So as you may be aware, Toho fans are fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And they make games out of everything.
Oh, this is a Pokemon, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is an Emerald ROM hack.
No.
Where instead of catching Pokemon, you're catching Toho girls.
No,
it's good.
Here's the thing.
I'm on board.
Here's the thing. I kind of really dig it.
Okay.
because they changed all the like typings and how moves work. So I'm just like, oh, I don't know how this works. It's a fresh experience.
They should do that in the new Pokemon.
Just like totally
Come on,
destroy that. Yeah.
just throw out all of it. These are new types. This one is garbage type. This one is battery acid.
So how does it work? What is your player character's role in this? What are they doing? Why are they getting these girls? What is going on?
So it is just Emerald version.
Got it.
It is just that.
Oh.
But you're just all the Pokemon are the different Toho girls. And that's it. It's not really too different.
So nothing in the
otherwise.
script changed, or
not really.
Wow, incredible.
I mean, they call them puppets instead of Pokemon for some reason. I don't really know why.
Oh, maybe it's like I immediately think of like a Rose and Maiden, where there's like doll battling, something like that.
Maybe,
yeah.
Maybe.
Or Angelic Lair, yeah.
Yeah, but
Those shows.
You're not really supposed to think about it too much. I don't think.
Right.
It's just like, yeah, here we go. Here's my team. I got fucking Alice and Marisa and Reimu, and I'm gonna go fight fucking.
Is Reimu Pikachu?
I don't think so. I mean,
Fuck.
I actually haven't seen a Reimu yet.
What were the starters?
It's Alice and the fucking bunny girl. What's her name? I just know Alice because I picked her.
Okay.
What the fuck else was it? Okay,
I expected better Toho knowledge from you, John.
I don't really know Toho that well.
Is it Tui?
Raisin.
My mind went to Tui.
She's one of the starters.
You don't know Toho. You don't know Toho too well, but you just want to capture girls. I see how it is.
I guess so.
They're powerful though.
I don't know. I do have Chen.
It's true. They do
That's
make
pretty
you
good.
powerful.
Yeah, what's your main party? Let's
see
you
here.
got
We got.
What's your lineup?
You do have to. So they start off as chibi versions, and then around like level 30, they evolve.
So they just get bigger.
Yeah.
Perfect. Wonderful.
So let's see here. I have Mistia, which I've never heard of. I don't know who that is. I have Star. Again, no idea who that is. I caught her because she's water type, and I was just like, that seems like good type coverage.
Mistia's the little bird girl.
We got Momiji, who I have definitely heard of. She's like the wolf girl.
Okay.
Let's see here. I have Tokiko, who I got because she's flying type, and I need to use fly later on. I have Chen, of course, because who doesn't want Chen? And then I have Alice. So, and yeah, Alice is my starter.
Have you seen a Cheerno around?
I have not seen Cheerno yet.
Wow.
What if she's like rare?
Yeah, she might be a legendary.
Maybe.
I think they would do that. They would do that. They would make her a legendary.
Fucking maybe. I don't know. I'm still going. I'm still learning. I'm still battling. Oh man, there's Marasa.
Because it's Emerald, dude. You're gonna have to go through like the whole Groudon and Kyogre encounter, but they're gonna have to change them to Toho girls.
Yeah,
this
are they
insane.
just gonna be giant Toho girls, like flooding the world or whatever? I don't know.
That rocks.
It does rock. I don't think normal people should play this.
Is there like another version other than purple? Is there like a Tohomon yellow or something?
Yeah, like what?
I mean, I think there's other hacks.
So green.
This is just the one that I grabbed. I don't know. I don't know. I'd say you could probably just look around and find stuff. I don't ask me. I just downloaded this randomly, okay?
It's okay. It's like an interesting, weird reprieve for you, I guess, because it's like it's Pokemon, but it's not Pokemon. As you said, it's like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
You don't feel stressed out about like feeling like you need to hold it to a standard. You're like going, it's like, oh, whatever. It's a dumb, silly hack thing of the Pokemon are Toho girls, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't have to take it seriously.
Absolutely. I am not. Yeah. I'm just chilling, hanging out. Again, it's just nice to like not know the like all the different type matchups, but also the thing with a lot of like more recent Pokemon hacks that I very much appreciate is that they have been bringing like stuff from future games into the past games. Like this just straight up has, how in like Sword and Shield and maybe in some of the other recent games, they'll like have like different colors to like indicate like, oh yeah, this is super effective, this is not very effective, that sort of thing.
Sure.
They actually have that. They have that in this. So, even though I don't know what the fuck any of the types are, because yeah, these are just like wacko types here. I mean, yeah, we got like flying in water, but like Momiji's beast type.
She's going beast mode.
Mhm.
Yeah, she's going beast mode. Alice is reason type, which I guess is basically psychic type.
she beats you with facts and logic.
Exactly. You just don't understand. I don't know. It's fucking crazy, but it's good, and I like it. And you know, if you have, say, a hacked 3DS, that's a way to play it, perhaps.
There is so many Tohomons. I am looking at this list now. There's so many Tohomons. There's one in particular that is based off of well, not based off, but is using Fire Red Leaf Green as a template. So that could be interesting.
Course.
Yeah, of course. A classic. But there's a lot. There is a list. This is indeed its own niche.
Maybe I'll download those too. Who fucking knows? We'll see. Let's look at some more news here. Okay, here we've got like a good news, bad news sort of deal with Microsoft here. I'm gonna start with the good news and then we'll hit the bad news. So the good news is that the Raven Software Union vote went through and they voted to form a union, which is great. And straight up, Phil Spencer said that they are going to recognize the union once the Activision purchase clears.
Pretty good.
So that's pretty nice. They don't have to, they don't have to fuck with that.
Very monumental in terms of like unions for large game development companies, because there aren't really many of those.
I mean,
very much at all.
This is like the first major one.
Yeah, North America.
So it's good, and hopefully that means that more studios, more sectors will do this. Like, absolutely, I'm looking forward to seeing more unionization efforts popping up.
Bring us to the dark side, baby.
So the bad news here is that just like pretty much every other big studio these days, there has been talk that Microsoft, some folks at Microsoft have been accused of treating employees poorly, including verbal abuse and sexual harassment. Specifically, executives Alex Kipman, Terry Myerson, and Tom Keene.
Yeah, I looked into it more, and from my understanding, Alex Kipman is like kind of the worst one. Again, this is all bad. I'm just saying,
yes.
But he's kind of the most significant one because he's also the most public-facing one. The other two, Terry Myerson and Tom Keene, had like power, like just kind of like whoa, like they yelled at people, they made someone cry, stuff like that. Myerson left a while ago though, but Keene is still there, I think. Alex Kipman though is specific is like those two are specifically accused of like abuse, power abuse, just a bullying essentially. Alex Kipman is the one who is specifically accused of like sexual harassment and like inappropriate behavior in the workplace. And Alex Kipman's significant as he is someone who's on the VR team, and I think has been like on their like headset, like the stuff like trying to develop the Microsoft headset, all that. In a particular case, a particular anecdote referenced an incident where coworkers have complained and mentioned like a story where he was like, I think, testing a headset in a room and he was like actively looking at porn like at work.
Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
And it's just like,
oh boy,
what the fuck, And people saw it because it was like, again, one of those things where like, if you're testing stuff, it will be on a big screen. So that's like a particular noted example, but yeah, for sure, it's upsetting, it's gross, and it's cool that like they are, it's cool on one hand, like Microsoft's like, okay, we are gonna acknowledge this union, which in itself though is like still a little distant from their direct hierarchy. So I'm curious as to see like where that will go, because that is kind of distinct from actual Microsoft employees, right? But meanwhile, they still have like their own baggage to deal with, and that is, again, like as we've reiterated many times before, like this is a recurring issue across the industry, and it definitely needs to be brought up.
As we continue having these steps forward, more and more bad things are going to come out, and it's vital that those things come out so they can be, rooted out, and these shitty people can be removed, so that way, we can move on and have better work conditions. So yeah, it's bad that this stuff happened, but it's good that it's out there now, so that way these these guys can't just hide behind it anymore. But also, yeah, I mean, I'm at least glad that this union stuff is going forward well. Because hey, yeah, if more of these folks unionize, then these bad executives will not be able to just coast by and
that's the hope.
Continue to,
but you can only do so much. Like, a union is good. We need these unions in order for all of these people who are working for fucking peanuts are actually able to have a say in the place that they work for. But for the most part, executives, a strong union will be able to vote out executives, hopefully. But even then, like, the people in charge are still the ones with power.
Yeah. A strong union would be able to, like, hopefully develop, like, a legally protected contract that that's all they like addresses specific concerns that happened in the past and figuring out a way that universally will hopefully please everyone in the union, right? The member. And in that way, it hopefully holds the folks who have been causing issues in the workplace like accountable, and then they can't keep getting away with that. That actually gives them legal protection to like essentially sue the fuck out of them, or like actually do a deliberate on them, and it potentially like actually push their removal or change, right? So that's kind of the goal. And and ultimately it really sometimes truly at the end of the day, it is those people just probably need to fucking go. Like, they need to fucking go. But for sure, it's not a one size fits all, and that's something I think many people have been emphasizing. I mean, not one size fits all. I mean, it's not one solution fits all. There you go. Like a union happening will not immediately resolve things. Like, there's probably still past, right? It's like, okay, sure. But it for sure will give people more power and like room to be able to further help, further protect them in terms of investigating those things, like bringing that stuff to light and then figuring out what to do later, right?
Oh boy. All right. So if we're going to keep talking about shitty things that are way too prevalent in society, how about we talk about that new Ni no Kuni gacha game?
Really strange.
What the fuck?
I've been seeing a ton of ads for it on Twitter. They have just been blasting them like left and right.
Yeah.
And they do not mention any NFT stuff at all, weirdly enough. Don't know why. They're just like, it's a gacha game, Ni no Kuni, do you want to play?
But yes, they have a bunch of crypto and NFT things involved with the game here. They're saying that they are that in quarter 3 they're going to add a staking system for and all that shit, and then by quarter 4 they're saying they're going to add NFTs.
Yeah, it's already built on blockchain integration too, so
yeah, it's just all that shit
with the intention of trading items around, which it worked so well for previous NFT games. Like Axie Infinity is going great right now, right?
No.
I'm not familiar with kind of like the the logistics of like gacha and rates and like what does that mean. So I'm gonna read this thing from noisypixel.net, which is an article titled Ni no Kuni which elaborates on what we're talking about. Ni no Kuni Cross Worlds ruins entire game balance with cryptocurrency. Even whales are turned off. So whales is like a whole term of that I'll go to. Whales being gacha players who pay exorbitant amounts of money, quote unquote. At least that's what they call it. I actually don't know if that's a regular term, but sure.
I'm sitting over here fucking sweating right now. Don't look at my bank statement.
So the article says, just looking towards people's anecdotes from the game on like some Reddit threads and posts, that the currency drastically paygates the experience due to the most substantial facets of gameplay being purchasable via crypto, despite the developers initially saying that crypto would be a minimal inclusion. So yeah, like you said, Scott, with the ads being like, it's not clear at all, or shows that crypto actually is a significant part of the game. One Reddit user states that even people who again spend a lot on gacha were pretty turned off because there is nothing to push for after buying the best gear via crypto. So there's like no content after you just buy the cryptocurrency implementation is only part of the title's global launch and is not part of the game's Asian versions. Wow, okay,
That's
I did not know
insane.
that. I did not know that.
So they got the
Oh
people
my
who got the
God.
global rights just
That's
like
even
ham-fisted it in. Oh my god.
That's even more fucked up. That's even more fucked up now that I'm thinking about it.
Holy shit.
Oh boy.
That means all these issues are exclusive to this specific version. They exchange. They basically wrote a formula here. Earn asteroid in-game, which is the in-game currency. Convert it to crypto. Then convert it to another crypto coin, which is the crypto coin they invented for the game itself. And then convert it to it's converted to the exchange of your choice. Okay, yeah. But yeah, okay, that part is specifically where this is only an issue in like a one region. That is so fucked up. I mean, I might look into it more, and
well,
we probably
global
have
means
to.
more than one region.
Yeah,
Let me tell you.
Yeah, we probably have to look into it more. But if you, wow, okay, like that. I can't imagine being like the developer of this game, and then you're selling it to a global market, and then to see it translate in that way.
Yeah, there's a really silly like aspect of it where they recognize that people are not largely a lot of people are not interested in NFT and cryptos for obvious reasons, but they still want to develop a crypto game, probably with the intention of like clearly when they got their hands on the global version of this game, their intention was to make it crypto based and to like not even make a game itself, but ham-fist another game into me just saying that allegedly. I don't know what the actual intention of the Chinese like version of the game is, but it's like whoever is developing this aspect of the game is like is intentionally making a crypto based thing. They're not like putting it in if like, oh, maybe people want to do this. They're trying to take the already established aspects of this game and turning it into something that can possibly be used on the blockchain, hopefully with the intention of being like, oh, crypto games aren't all bad. Look at what we have here. This one is totally fine. It's Ni no Kuni. Everyone loves Ni no Kuni. It's a cool big name that everyone likes. Who knows? Who knows like what that even means at this point? It's so depressing.
Yeah. It's very stupid.
It's dumb, and also crypto just had a fucking major crash. Like there's been a lot of crashes in crypto.
So many.
This one is fatal. Historically like this one killed a ton of coins. Like to a degree that is like almost irreparable. The damage that was done, the lives that were literally destroyed by people who invested their money into it. And still, people are like, we can make this scam work. Let's do it. Like, and even on this one, it's so strange because I don't understand, much like with a lot of like crypto scams, I don't understand the way that they're supposed to be making money off of this. Like, it ideally if someone is paying money for a digital item and then for some reason they can trade that digital item into the thing, but it sounds like you can also earn currency in game and then convert whatever you get into crypto, which means you're just straight up making fake money at that point. I don't know. It seems like a great way to lose a ton of money if you're a developer. Who knows what their who knows what their plan is? It's bad because it involves putting a game on the blockchain, but
yeah, it's really fun. Like they really like just nailed the coffin on this game for a goal. Like it does not seem like this is I'm just looking into it. It doesn't seem like this is apparent in like the Japan and East Asian servers of this game. Yeah, that's wow. They really just sabotaged its chance at the global market immediately.
It's strange.
I wouldn't be surprised if it goes offline anytime soon because of that.
Yeah, it's strange seeing ads for it that don't mention NFT or crypto at all.
Because that wasn't in the original game.
Right, but no, it's like these are specifically for the global version, and like they're always. I've mostly been seeing them on Twitter, and it's like it's tweets with like a lot of like a very good amount of likes, and then like a much minimal amount of like replies. So
Yeah,
it
no engagement.
feels like people are very unconditionally going like, "Oh, Ni no Kuni game, I'm gonna play it." But if you look at the replies, it's all people going, "No fucking thanks."
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
like the people who know, and they're trying to let other people know that this is a bad idea. Don't play this. You're gonna turn your fucking phone into a Bitcoin miner. But
Right.
like it seems like there are people who are going to go into this very uncritically, and
Right.
that's the part that
Right.
really fucking drives me nuts, because it seems like you can play the game without using any of that kind of integration at all, which hopefully that's fine, but otherwise I don't know why like you would play the game. It doesn't seem particularly great in terms of like gacha games and like just even like a Ni no Kuni game.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking stupid.
It all is, yeah.
It's all stupid. Alright, one last quick bit of news here. Multiverses, if you recall, I said how much I liked multiverses. Well, you've got a character leak, everybody.
Did you want to... Sorry to interrupt. Did you want to go into the EA thing at all?
I said one last quick news.
Oh,
So
okay.
the big one. Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, it's okay. So this is apparently from the same person who leaked that Multiverses was a thing. So hey,
There's some credibility there for sure.
yeah. So here are the characters.
Grain of salt, all of this.
Yeah, grain of salt, of course, but here are the characters that this person is saying is going to be in future Multiverses updates. I guess I'll say the thing at the bottom here. I guess I'll actually read first. Just to quote them here: "If it wasn't clear, I very much doubt even a majority of these characters, even the data mine ones, are going to be at launch. Defining launch is hard to do, anyways. Most of the team isn't thinking about the game in that sense. It's always been intended as live service. By some definitions, the alpha test was the launch. So." These are the characters that are apparently going to be added. A lot of the, so these are going to be were data mined already. There's like voice lines for these characters. We got the Joker, of course. Yeah. We have to have Dr. Jokar, and Raven also from DC. So that's good. That's a good one.
Titan.
The Teen Titan, yes. Gizmo from Gremlins.
Well, hold on. We got that Gremlins IP.
We got the Gremlins IP.
Ugh.
Yes. Marvin the Martian from Looney Tunes, which, I think that's a pretty good pull. We have Rick and Morty as separate characters. So, I'm looking forward to seeing Soulja Boy play as Rick and or Morty, and maybe drop a sequel to the Rick and Morty freestyle. Scooby-Doo, baby. He's gonna be in Ruh-Roh Raggy. He's gonna kick your ass. That's gonna be it. God, I can't wait to see Scooby-Doo doing combos. Holy shit.
Be pretty cool.
Yeah, we have Daenerys and the Hound from Game of Thrones. I don't know, does anyone care about that?
I mean, the Hound one seems weird because from what I understand of Game of Thrones, he's not like a hugely like big character in terms of the story, but he was just like super popular in the show, and that's why a whole bunch of people liked him. It seems like a weird pull that you would totally make for this game.
Sure. The Wicked Witch from The Wizard of Oz. Godzilla, specifically the legendary version, the American one, the recent American one, and LeBron James from Space Jam 2.
No, you're missing an important point about this. It says LeBron James from NBA.
Well, I do think it is specifically supposed to be LeBron from the Space Jam film, but
I know,
you
I
know,
just think it's a very funny categorization. the
LeBron
NBA
James,
cinematic
NBA.
That opens
universe.
up a want that Michael Jordan then should be in here.
he
We should
should.
get
Represent the
we should-
originals. Yes, that makes sense. That's just really funny to me that they're like, yeah.
There's so many you could get.
Yeah,
We could get Charles Barkley. We could get Joel Embiid. We could
Get every athlete in there. Yeah. Every real person, real ass person.
let's get Gretzky in here. Let's
Source,
get CM Punk in the
real
game.
life.
Fuck. Fucking.
Source Canada.
Yeah. Holy shit. And then so those are the data mine characters.
Mhm.
There were more that have been data mined, but I guess the
There's less
leaker does not
certainty.
feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, the leaker does not feel comfortable confirming any other ones.
Yeah,
But,
it may be that it maybe even that these characters too, like LeBron James from NBA, might even just be like an Easter egg thing and not a full character. But he seems like everything I know about LeBron James. He seems like the type of dude who would 100% push for himself to be in a video game in a way that is like extremely like very much trying so hard for people to like him.
Perhaps. So here are some other characters that I guess were previously leaked or are now being leaked here, but here they have some updates. So Johnny Bravo was in the initial pitch, and he will come eventually. So God bless, we got Johnny Bravo in there.
Yeah, that seems like a layup for them.
Fred Flintstone, God bless.
He does it. He's got a grab where he picks you up like a big old piece of dinosaur meat and, and runs very fast. That's just the Velma grab though, so maybe he does that and then throws the meat at you.
No, I think his side B is going to be doing the like tippy toes bowling ball thing. I think that's what his side B will be. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Mad Max is on hold apparently. Same with Harry Potter, who is definitely on hold.
Yeah, that's oof. Troubled waters there.
Yeah, that's a little. Just stay on hold, maybe.
Yeah, maybe just don't put that character in there. And then here's some other characters that they can confirm are very likely to be coming.
This is the most grain of salt out of these.
Yes. Samurai Jack, which, you
Sure.
know, I think
Totally
that's a great
see it.
call. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be cool to see.
Especially after that like new series that came out not that long ago and the video game, like they're trying to keep that IP alive.
Yeah. The Powerpuff Girls as one fighter, which
well, that one's
I don't know
strange,
about
but
that.
I get it.
They
Yeah,
might do like a
Yuji-
Pokemon trainer thing, I feel like, yeah.
That's a
Maybe.
really good idea, actually.
it's Professor Utonium and the three of them.
yeah.
oh my god. Also as a single fighter, as far as they are aware, the Animaniacs.
That one makes
That
so
also
much
makes sense. They have like a whole like
that one.
yeah, three beat gag thing, you know? Like
Yeah.
yeah. Three Stooges, yeah.
I can easily see them fighting as one.
Mm-hmm. So they say Duck Dodgers / Daffy, and so like I feel like that would be very different though, because like Daffy would be just like a goofy, you know, like cartoon character ass thing, but if it was Duck Dodgers, it would be like, you know, like lasers and space shit.
This will be like the Samus versus Zero Suit Samus relationship. Will it be a separate character? Or will
Well,
it just be a
remember-
transformation bit, you know?
I remember when we were playing the alpha, you mentioned how they had these separate outfits that like when you put them on, it makes them very much like they put up a lot of like presentation into making the character seem like a different character when they wear different outfits.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
they have,
you could totally see a Duck Dodgers variant where he has just like completely different voice lines.
I mean, he'll have different voice lines, but that's what I'm saying. Like his moves would be different.
Yeah.
So who knows? Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. Again, pretty good layup there, of course.
Already got a moveset. Easy to do.
Yeah. Ben 10,
Okay.
which, that'd be pretty cool, but also I feel like that'd be really tough to implement.
Yeah, and then Ben 10 has been through so many iterations. Like,
Yeah.
Not that long ago, there was, like, literally, for some reason, a reboot where he's, like, a child again. And I wonder if, like, for some reason, even though, like, the series is not that old, I'm not sure why they needed to do that.
I have no idea.
Yeah, and so, like, I don't know, it's like, it's it likely will be OG Child Ben 10, because that's more
I mean,
visually,
they could just
or teenage
have all the
Ben
different
10.
versions of him as costumes, I would think.
Or it's going to be like a Link situation. Every version of Link just exists as for some
Young
reason.
Ben.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, literally,
Toon
because it's right. You have the
Toon
OG
Ben.
art style, and then from my understanding, again, like, through my nephew who like was into the recent Ben 10 too. It was more cartoony and like
Ben
chibi,
10 too?
like literally, yeah. So it's like that's like the Toon Link then. That's the Toon Link Ben 10. It's insane.
Like Final Fantasy 10-2. Ben 10-2. Wow.
He's 10 again. He's stuck being 10 years old and has 10
What a
monsters.
nightmare.
It's
Just like Ash Ketchum.
Yeah, shit.
They should put Yuna in this game.
And
Say the last one.
No.
the last one is Ted Lasso.
Fuck yes, let's go! His side B's just throwing a football. Let's go. That's it. That's
Look-
all you need.
Well, doesn't he play soccer? Isn't that what it's about?
He throws a soccer ball like a football.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Oh my god. This game's
Ted
insane.
Lasso. That one is the most I don't think that's happening thing. Like, that's definitely on the drawing board as, like, someone thought this would be funny, and it was like, well, let's see if we can scope this one out.
I don't know. I want to see that happen just because I want to see people be pissed off about it, and because like I want there to be the discourse of, oh, Ted Lasso fucking sucks, but then like at the same time people talking about fucking like, yes, this is Ted Lasso's moveset, and I think he stands out pretty well. I think he's gonna be pretty high tier. Like I just want I
Yep.
need to see people just completely straight faced being like, oh shit, Ted Lasso's got that movement. Like, oh my god.
I'm trying to think if there are any other Jason Sudeikis characters that could make it into here. Let's see, what do we got? He was in Batman the Audio Adventures. That's wild. Good for him. He was in Scooby-Doo. He could play himself from Saturday Night Live.
Of course. Of course. Is Saturday Night Live a Warner Brothers thing? Because maybe we could see the Coneheads or the Blues Brothers, perhaps?
Oh my god.
don't
They
fucking know.
should just
no,
add
they're
Chris
under
Farley.
NBC, so sadly no.
Oh, okay. Damn.
Oh man, we could have gotten the entire Lorne verse in there. We could have gotten the kids in the hall, one fighter. We could have.
Insane game.
Wait,
It is.
he was
It
in.
is.
Wait, hold on. He was in a short called The Jay-Z Story playing Kanye West. That can't be good.
No. Insane.
That doesn't sound good.
No, it doesn't.
It's got Pete Davidson in it. Oh man, Pete Davidson would
No.
definitely try and get in this game. Like
Oh,
He's,
no.
100%
he's
for
definitely someone
sure.
who would. He's definitely someone who would want to be in a video game, and probably is, or yeah, is asking people, begging people about it. Yeah.
They keep
Oh,
trying
boy.
to push him as someone who is funny, and it doesn't
No,
work.
no, they don't. Yeah, no.
What a fucking trip. But yeah, that's the multiverses minute, folks. I don't fucking know. We'll see how it shakes out here. All right. Last bit of news here just in general now, and then we can wrap up with our last games here. So, EA, as we said, did some stuff for in The Sims that were not amazing, but good. Not anything you could really complain about, I suppose. But EA has basically said that they will not be taking a stand on abortion rights with the current debate that has come up with the leaked Supreme Court potential ruling overturning Roe versus Wade. They're also saying that they are not going to take a stand on any of the current trans rights issues. They said that instead of taking a stance or anything, they would be encouraging healing circles.
Yeah, we could use a couple more of those.
Whatever the hell that means. Sony also kind of stuck their foot in the cow patty with something about that as well. Jim Ryan basically just said, like, oh, you should respect the differences of opinion on the issues, but also then just kind of started talking about his cats in an email that he sent out about it, which...
Cool.
Sure. All right, man.
Totally normal. Yeah.
On the other side of things, Bungie has actually been pretty out there condemning it. Condemning the attacks on reproductive and transgender rights, just straight up being like, yeah, hey, we do not condone these attacks, and fuck y'all if you do. Insomniac made a donation to the Women's Reproductive Rights Assistance Project, and I guess because Sony got caught with their hand in the cookie jar, as it were, they are, I guess, going to match that donation. So, well, that's how that goes.
Microsoft
healing circles.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's fucked up. Microsoft, I think, actually made the grand gesture and honestly applaud them for it. Interesting because we went from bad, good, bad in our conversations with them in the news segment. I think Microsoft actually suggested that they were willing to cover cost, especially for remote employees. I think a lot of tech companies are remote now, are very flexible with that, and tons of people are just working from different states and cities at these places. And Microsoft was very, I think, adamant about saying that they're willing to cover travel cost or do whatever they can to step in if someone lives in a state where they do not have access to this, where with the possibility of losing that reproductive health care access, in a lot of the states, unfortunately, where there's certain communities where you can expect it, they very much were clear on we will pay you travel costs if you need to get an abortion or something, because you have to drive to fucking a more progressive state to just do this thing you should have access to, and that's incredible, really. And that's legitimately something I never realized or thought about in regards to, especially workplace healthcare yeah, and it's something like that. And I think this horrible potential decision also ignited certainly that topic. I've noticed in a lot of union circles and a lot of mobilizing circles over oh my god, now we have to actually think about this in regards to our healthcare. Will management have our back? Because our country's a mess, and unfortunately things states have different laws in different states, and it's oh shit, how does that work? And that's that's something I've never would have thought about, very unprecedented over oh god, yeah, states have different legislation, and now we have different people working remotely. So what does that mean for workplace protections if the the laws of where headquarters is different? It's very interesting. But yeah, that sucks. I don't know what the fuck a healing circle is. That just sounds like another weird way to say a pizza party to me. That's what that is. It's just sure. Yeah, it's fucked up. And it's very clear too when they say they're being neutral, but it's also because they're they say this stuff to appease stakeholders who probably have, who probably have a pro-life. You know what I mean? That tends to be it too. But it is definitely a cowardice thing. I think. But for
for
places
sure.
that are actually trying to do something about it, yeah, and of course, at least the bare minimum, that's commendable, I think, at least.
Mm. All right, let's go over whatever other games we've been getting up to lately. LV,
Sure,
what are
I
your
will
other
talk about
Ludo
one.
Narracon?
Yeah, I will talk about one more game from this whole gauntlet that is Ludo Narracon. I am going to talk about a game I did not expect to like, and really am looking forward to, like, probably play further, as much as, like, it was kind of difficult. I'd be like, oh god, what am I... Card Shark. Card Shark is a game developed by Nereal. Nereal's most known other game is Reigns, which is the mobile slash, vertical layout game where you're basically swiping left and right across these cards to trigger different events and to influence this dynasty and whatnot. And Reigns is quite an old game, and they've done many different iterations and reskins of it. For instance, they did like a Game of Thrones version for it to promote the show. But Card Shark is their latest game in development, and it's a point-and-click adventure game where you're playing. He might be mute, but he's like you're playing this non-speaking protagonist who worked at a inn/tavern. And after a kerfuffle there, where he got roped into like a scheme with this this guy to basically help him cheat playing a card game, his fucking boss got killed, and they're on the run essentially for like basically crossing the wrong person now. And the game is now you going around to these different towns, swindling people playing these card games. And this is just real life playing cards. It's not I went in thinking like, oh god, is this another battle card system thing? Is this like no, it is straight up just regular ass playing cards.
Hell
and
yeah.
you're not playing solitaire, you're not playing any of those. So that was another issue I was like concerned about. I was like, oh god, do I need to be good at? You're playing card tricks. You're learning about cheats and like sleight of hand strategies in this game where you are this guy. Yeah, like I said, you're this guy helping this guy cheat, and you're like making your way across like I think France. I think like early 18th century France, probably pre-revolution France too, maybe. I'm not sure, but yeah, around that time period, and you're just going around this region being con artists playing game, and this is an incredible premise. This is like the way it's presented too. It's like this kind of cutout animation where it's again drawn very illustratively, and like it's again very limited animation, but it's done so well in terms of like especially the movement of the hands, etc. But yeah, like literally one of the first things you learn is that, and this is like through the demo, which I think might be still available. So again, another Chooch recommendation.
All right.
Chooch recommends
this episode.
We only do one a week, and wow, we're doing so many.
I'm sorry, I'm misusing it. Maybe I should take it back. Should I take it back?
No.
But this is not something even out yet. Stanley Parable's out, so I think that earns it. So I think it can take that.
It'll get it next week.
Sure, yeah, or whenever this will come out. Oh, this actually will come out in June. Cool. Okay, yeah, maybe it'll be next week or man. Sure, but yeah, like one of the first things you learn is one of the first mechanics. I guess that's the way to describe it. Your character has to like hover over the opponent's. Your character is pouring wine, like that's the technique you learn from like your co-conspirator essentially. Like, oh, I will call wine so it will drunken the guy a little bit and distract him and make him happy as we're playing, and he'll loosen up as we play the game. And your character is pouring the wine while also hovering, looking at the guy's hand, the opponent's hand, and you learn this towel move. You learn this like. You learn this kind of visual language between you and your conspirator and establish where like, oh, the way I wipe the towel indicates what suit the opponent has, and that's one of the things you learn. But then after that, you learn full on real like I said, card tricks and magic things, like how to like the common magic trick of like how did this person how did this person draw this card I thought, even though they shuffle the deck. So you learn about the whole sleight of hand trick over I forgot the name already, but like when you cut a deck and learning the technique of keeping the chosen card on top. So when despite the fact that it looks like you're shuffling, you'll still draw that specific card you had. There's some mat to it too, like another trick being that you ensure that the guy you're working with, or co-conspirator, gets make sure his hand is a winning hand, and then it's a whole counting game. It's so interesting. I am learning so much.
That does sound really cool.
It's so fascinating. And yeah, like much of the controls right now is about moving the mouse in a way so you're like moving your hands around, or you're moving, like motion controls in a way that like each means something different between these different segments. Really, like, yeah, the challenge of this game is kind of remembering those tricks and what you should do in sequence to make sure you and your partner win that game. And that's where I see, that's kind of the difficulty of it. Like, all those things build up. Like, you have to remember to do the whole line thing. You have to remember to do the whole cutting deck thing. You have to remember to, and it's such an interesting premise. It is a card game, not about, like, card games. And that's really cool to me. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to the full game and, like, what it leads into. I feel like from the demo itself, it pretty much already establishes the premise. Like, yeah, you're just jumping around different places, and, like, there's, like, difficulty indicators of, like, what to do. But yeah, it's certainly an interesting break from, like, what we expect of, like, here's a card game and we're all scared and it's like, oh, it's a deck builder game. It's like, oh, but then something something like Inscription came out last year, and like that tried something different, right? But that in itself was, you are playing cards and you're kind of learning about an actual card game as you're going. But yeah, like I said, this one is not technically about playing games. It's about learning tricks around the game and stuff, and just, like, general things you can probably take away in real life and impress your friends at parties,
Yeah.
Yeah, this looks really interesting. Cool.
Yeah. I'm so excited for it. Like, weirdly enough, it's certainly something I did not expect.
All right. Anything else here that you'd like to discuss?
No, not for now, no.
This is an interesting title you put on here, though. I'm excited to hear about it when you're ready to talk about it.
Sure.
All right, Scott, how about you?
No, I said everything. I'm good.
All right. I guess we could hit the shmup minute then, real quick.
The shmup minute.
So I have been playing 2 shmups, and they are not too different, I would say, because they're shmups, but they have their own flavors, and I respect
equal
it.
Shmup quality, got it, yeah.
Yes, they are both very good. First one I was playing was Drainus. Its name is Drainus.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
So I will tell you what company or studio made this game, and you will understand why I like it so much. It's the new Team Ladybug game.
I see.
Yeah. That's where it is.
So
yeah.
They're back, baby. They just dropped this shit, and they didn't build this up at all. This just came out, and the way that I've seen it described, and the way that I would agree, is it is a shmup with a parry.
Okay.
Where if you know Ikaruga, where its whole thing was you would switch between the red or the black and the white, and then you could, like, absorb, if your ship was white, you could absorb the white bullets, but you'd get hit by the black bullets and vice versa. So in this game, it's a little bit different. Instead of that, you have it's called, the ship is called the Drainus because you hit a button and you'll absorb any bullets that, or any, like, energy beam attacks that are being shot at you, and then when you release the button, it'll shoot it back at your adversary. So the game is absolutely built around that. It's not just like, oh, hey, this is just like a crutch. This is not just, like, letting you make it a bit easier. Like, no, the game is built around it, and it has incredible sprite work. It is gorgeous. It is so cool to just look at. Really badass boss designs, some cool character designs. There's a little frog guy that's pretty good. It's tough though. It's pretty hard,
Mhm.
but
Yeah,
it's super fun.
like you mentioned just like the way you like block stuff, and I'm like watching a trailer of it right now, and it's like it shows that you have a guard meter that goes down while you're taking
Mhm.
hits. So like you can only like charge that for a very limited amount of time before you have to like stop taking damage, and you can shoot it back.
Yes.
So it seems like you can really get yourself in some sticky situations that way.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
that's really cool.
Absolutely. No. It can get quite fucked up pretty quick if you're not careful. But it's still good. I'd recommend it to anyone who digs a shmup. And is okay with it being difficult, you know? But if you want to look for something that is a bit easier, you're still into shmups here, but you want to try something easier. The Cotton series is probably something you could look into. The most recent one is Cotton Fantasy. From what I've seen, I think there have been quite a few Cotton games in the past. They are these cute little shmups that you can you play as this little witch girl named Cotton. And yeah, they basically brought the franchise back last year. There was Cotton Reboot, and that was like a remake or like a collection of a lot of the older games. And so now they made a new one called Cotton Fantasy. And so I've only played Fantasy here. It's pretty solid though. It's got a cute it's got a cute art style. It's very endearing. It's got some pretty silly faces on these characters too. They are pulling some real 90s anime reactions here. That's pretty fun. I'd say yeah, the thing is that it is absolutely easier than your average shmup. It's still pretty tough, but absolutely something that you would like learn how to play shmups with for sure.
Yeah. I like how low poly 3D the enemy models look for like the bosses and stuff. Like it gives a very like PS1 / early PS2 vibe, while the rest of it looks very animated in a different kind of way.
Yeah. So the thing is too is that there's a couple of different characters and they each have different gameplay. Like Cotton is pretty basic, you know, she's just like a pretty standard shmup character. There is a character called Fine, where her gimmick is that she doesn't have a health bar, she has a timer. And as you as you're going through the level, the timer slowly goes down. But if you get hit, it knocks like a whole 100 seconds off of it. So you have to collect gems to refill your timer as you go through the level. There's Rhea, who is based around grazing. So you'll level up your shots based on getting close to the enemy's bullets or the enemies in general, which is like a Toho thing or stuff like that. So yeah, so they have a couple of different characters that you could play as in the game, and they have a good amount of different stages you could run through, and it's just a cute little thing. It's a cute little game. I definitely would recommend it to folks who want to maybe try out a shmup for the first time. I think Cotton Fantasy would be a good way to get into the genre. One other thing I'm just gonna say though that most people are gonna be like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but there's a character, the main antagonist of this game is a character named Takut, and they just look like Alistair the Invoker from Yu-Gi-Oh. It is almost the exact same character. I'm gonna send you a picture of the character, and then I'm gonna send you a picture of Alistair the Invoker, and y'all are gonna be like,
This
"Wow,
is exciting."
John, yeah, this is so true, John. Thank you." Okay, so that is Takut, and this is our buddy Alistair the Invoker from Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh, they made it said twice. Hang on.
Wow, he's 2 times strong.
There you go.
That's
fun. It's pretty similar.
Yeah,
pretty
it is.
similar.
It's a little similar. I think the hair is pretty similar. But like, I don't know. It's going for like.
I'm not gonna say like, oh man, Konami's definitely gotta sue the cotton people. But I just think it's very funny.
It's pretty similar. It's going for. Hold on, I got you real quick. Hold on.
Okay.
Is the eye wand sentient? Does it blink? Does it?
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean,
I'm trying to find a good picture.
You actually do unlock Takut after you play through the game once.
Oh, that makes sense. That's a classic. Yeah, you can play the villain perspective.
Yeah.
Too.
Classic.
Yeah.
Classic stuff.
Classic stuff.
Here we go. This one's good. It's him. It's Astrologer Elden Ring.
Of course, yeah.
It's the same guy. We got 3 of the same guy.
You can only do so much with like the hoodie mage garb thing. You know, like you can only do so much, and then you're about to say astrologian, whatever kind of type of character.
Yeah.
You can only do so much. Like they all have the same patterns.
It's
they
a common
all have shapes
archetype.
They all have the triangles and square. I don't know. Like it's hard to like deviate from that. The ears are cute though, or horns. The horns on the hood thing. It's cute.
They have there's a lot of really cute character designs in this, and also Umahara Kawase is in this for some reason.
Okay.
Which hey, that guy, if you have access to the Japanese Switch Online SNES games, they put that game on there, and you should play that game. Umahara Kawase kicks ass. I don't know why she's in this game, but she is, and
sometimes for fun.
That's fine. Yeah, it's just for funsies. Funsies. All right, LV, run us through your last Ludonarracon game here.
I will run it through. It is a very strange title, but I was a teenage exocolonist is a child raising sim. It's another one of those. It is like, Princess Maker. There's the recent Growing Up by a Western developer. Yeah, like if you know how a child raising sim is, you the whole story is like, oh god, they all have this template of like, oh god, I found this kid in the woods. And especially in terms of like Princess Maker being this, with a fantasy setting, so there's like a certain degree of like what where that template's coming from. It's the classic like, again like all the old wives' tales of like finding the magical child in the woods and all that. It's kind of like that. And yeah, like the way these games work is that you schedule your kid to do different things. So you're making them go to school or like go to, again, fantasy setting. So like you make them go to like a battle academy to train and all that, and you're working at a time limit of like before they get to adulthood, and you're influencing what happens to them when they become an adult. Again, I think referencing Princess Maker, which has been kind of the main inspiration for like a lot of these games. She can either marry the prince, or she will become like the evil witch, or like or she's like, no, I'm not going to settle down with anyone. She just becomes like a cool like gal going around doing performers, doing magic tricks or something, something like that. Like something, or she'll slay the dragon. She becomes all these different sorts of things. Whether it's because of like different event triggers that happen, there are sort of relationships you help influence them to build in their childhood to adulthood, so it's essentially a strategy game in that regard, like and trying to work with like probability over whether and like these invisible dice rolls over whether or not like your child will build up enough strength by the time there's like this tournament in town, and will they win or lose, and what happens to them might be very formative for what happens in their next life stage.
Mm-hmm.
all that. There's a couple of like child raising sims where you're actually directly controlling the kid. And sometimes they're not a kid, but I'm just saying kid because that's just kind of, I think, like the generic blanket namesake.
Yeah.
But you're sometimes controlling that character in question that is quote unquote being raised. And Teenage Exocolonist is one of those. And it's set in some sort of like, I don't think this, but some sort of universe where humankind had to like terraform and colonize another planet. It's taking place into some sort of unusual alien planet. And what's interesting about this is that there are notes of it that alludes to the future. So I'm not sure what's going on with it, but it could be very interesting. But like the prologue of the game is your character. This character, you have no idea like what they're like at all, what they look like. No, there is a fixed portrait for this character. You can't influence their appearance, as most of these games are. They do have a specific appearance, but you can change their names. In this game, you can also change their pronouns, which is nice.
Nice.
Like, but whatever sort of consciousness that is developing, that becomes your. There is like these visions of a future. Like there's visions of like your community being destroyed in some way, and you're like an adult, and then it throws you into like the kind of character generating system over like that leads into the game starting, essentially, where you're now a child. But for some reason, you have memories or some sort of weird deja vu where of things that have not happened yet, right? So that's an interesting mystery that this game has to offer. That for some reason, there seems to be some sort of acknowledgement of like multiple universes or multiple outcomes, depending how your character will live and choose to live. And yeah, you're basically, yeah, like, again, there's actually, like, a cute little overworld map where you're controlling your character walking around, whereas in many games like this, you are usually on just a static screen, and you're just choosing buttons on a menu, right? In this case, no, there is, like, a little interactivity in regards to your character walks around to do the different things, whether it's, like, going to a class, or going with your parents who are doing work at some sort of greenhouse, or just hanging out and skipping classes. How these things work is it has another layer to it compared to, again, a lot of these other games where again it's banking on some sort of invisible dice roll system. In this case, there are card battles.
We're back, baby.
Oh boy.
Distinction, and not quite literally, but more like throughout the game and throughout different events you trigger, or like if you hit certain milestones, maybe like hit a certain skill check, right? Or you collect these cards. And I know I'm saying cards, but I think it's more accurate, and they're called cards in the game, but I think it's more accurate to describe them as like mementos or memories. So when you like say, for instance, like, oh wow, we're playing dodgeball or something, I'm just making it up. I don't remember. I do remember a sport event happened. I don't remember what they were playing. And you're like on a team. If you want to help yourself pass, you have this repository of stuff you like mementos you collected so far. Like, here's a memory of when you first learned to walk. Like, oh, here's a memory of when you helped your parents. It's interesting. Yeah, and like they all have different attributes, like types. Like, oh, this symbol, like it's a color. Like there's red, yellow, green. And yeah, different numbers and different value, right? And again, I don't remember specifically the things, but say, for instance, like the first time you learned how to walk, like say that's like an emotional value, an emotional type. Mm-hmm. And then versus like, oh, I had to work at a farm today, that would be like a strength type. They have these different attributes that would benefit certain events depending on its type, and therefore would help the value even more. So things can compound essentially, and give you a higher success rate of like that event or skill check succeeding, right? So like you have all these slots you can put these things in before you move forward and confirm, like, yeah, I want this thing to happen. But depending how you combine these memories, cards, mementos, what have you, you probably don't need to use as much as you need to if you know how to combine them right. Like, oh, okay, this value, and yeah, it's not that hard to figure out once you see it. Again, it's a very visual system though, so it's a little hard to explain, and I also don't remember that much of it. But yeah, that's essentially how it works.
They say it's loosely based on poker rules, and I'm like, I'm watching them like do this, and it doesn't make any sense to me as a poker thing.
Yeah,
but sure.
No, that's absolutely right. Like each color is like a suit, basically. Yeah,
sure,
you're absolutely right. Yeah, and yeah, it does work on that same system essentially. Like, oh, a suit has a certain value, and depending how you stack it, it will yield a result. Where you don't have to put all your cards in because that's all you have. Yeah.
It seems like poker if the cards also had abilities too.
Right. Yeah. Like, oh, this is plus happiness or something, or this will recover your stamina after this event, or you will not lose stamina after this event. Yeah. And yeah, it's a very interesting, like, small thing to add on to, like, a game, and especially a game of a genre that usually does not have much more to it beyond, like, you are pressing buttons and you are hoping for the best, right? So that's interesting. What's also interesting is that this game tonally looks very cute. Again, it's one of those where it's very, like, very pastel looking. It's wonderful artwork. Very, very, very cool character designs. It's a game that seems to be very aware of its setting. You're on an alien planet. There's a whole thing too. Again, the demo only covers like a very minute portion of the child stage, where like there's the whole boogeyman story going around. Like, oh, you and your friends are like, oh, saying like, yeah, the adults won't let us go past the fence where the alien monsters are, and all that. It's a very clear foreshadowing to when you get older, there's going to be combat of some sort, or you now have to start caring about like stuff that is essential for like fighting stats. I'm sure there's going to be an event at some point where I might encounter some sort of creature and I might fucking die if I'm not ready or don't have any,
Yeah.
But like in what I played alone, one of the NPCs just dies. Like, just straight up a child dies. It's like, holy shit, okay. And I don't know if that was something I like in my playthrough or if that was a scripted event, but it was just very fascinating to me where they just outright like did not hold back on being like, there is hostile things in this game, and this is something to confront. Whereas I think like other games of similar presentation like hold back on that, and I kind of like that. Like, it's like it's a game that clearly
It seems twee but with a really hard edge.
Yeah, this is like a science fiction game, and this is a genre that has these hostilities, and especially with all these notes of like foreshadowing like what in the world is going on with why the character seems to remember these different universes and parallels of like how their life can go. So yeah, it's definitely something. Yeah, it's definitely like an interesting new slight twist to like I feel like a genre that has a very fixed template as to how it works. So yeah, and again, this seems to be a developer that hasn't done anything else. So yeah, new folks hopping into the scene, and that's all. It's always nice to see that, especially for something that feels like it already has so much polish. But yeah, again, like it's going to be definitely a game that will feel super different by the depending on the course of like what your character will do. Like again, just citing again like other games I played of this nature, things really do change and have different demands when your character grows up. When you're a kid, right, you're focusing on just making sure to get a good education. But then when you get older, now you have to like, oh shit, now I have to like care about their social skills. Like, do I want them to be like a hermit? Do I want them to like get married in the future? Like, all that. So yeah. And yeah, and for something like this combat, like, so.
All right. Well, thank you so much for running us through some of those Ludonarracon choice picks there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And of course, thank you, Scott, as well, for running us through that stuff.
Thank you, John.
We got one last thing to do before we head off. We gotta answer a question. We did get a question.
A question.
If you want to send in a question, go to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask. You'll send like this. Find folk right here. Cello Buster asks, let's say there was a hypothetical Death Stranding movie in the works, but for some reason, Norman Reedus is unavailable. Who would you cast in his place to co-star alongside the Funky Fetus?
First of all, I just want to say, if Norman Reedus is not available, they would not make this movie. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
But in a rhetorical situation.
I understand. I understand the absolute unbelievable situation that you have posited. Cello is a work of fantasy. Norman Reedus would not be able to play our good friend Sam Porter Bridges. I think if we're looking at trends of Kojima's actors that he likes, I feel like Kojima would really try and get Robert Pattinson in on this right now. Because
yes, I would.
he really, really liked Pattinson's muscles in the Batman.
Yeah, I mean, who didn't?
I would +1 on that suggestion. I think we're having that. He's having his moment where he went through his like, oh, I did an A24 movie. Like he went through his moment post Twilight where like I'm doing all these weird films, and then he did The Lighthouse and other things where people are starting to recognize, oh, okay, Robert Pattinson actually does have some credit to him. And then now recently the Batman, which and I agree. I think Robert Pattinson is definitely like in the list of Kojima faves of 2022 movie watching. I'm trying to think though of my own unique answer potentially.
Here's the thing about Pattinson is like Pattinson's like kind of a weirdo, and I feel like
is.
I feel like if you pitch this to him, not only would he want to do it, he would bring such a different energy than Norman would. And Norman's entire energy when it comes to Death Stranding is, wow, this shit weird. Oh. And that's, you can really feel that in the way he's like, he doesn't understand what's happening at any time whatsoever in Death Stranding. And that's the vibe I get, not just from him, but also as Sam Porter Bridges. And I feel like Robert Pattinson in that role would lean so far into it. Yeah. And he would want to become a real person in the Death Stranding world in a way that I feel like is maybe contradictory to who Sam Porter Bridges is.
Who's supposed to be like the everyday guy, kind of. Like, yeah.
But
I mean,
also,
what if we just had Robert Pattinson play like another character? What if it was like in the world of Death Stranding?
He plays Batman.
Bat Hard Man.
Because they all have man at the end of their names.
Batman.
Bat Dash Man.
Of course. Finally. Who else could we have as Sam Porter Bridges? I mean, I will say we do need to have James Rolfe actually appear in the film because there was that one scene where a VGN gets killed in Death Stranding, so we need to just have him.
They replace it with him, and then he goes, "Oh fuck!
The fuck is going on?" This is worse than Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and he's just like falling into the muck.
Hate it when that happens.
I still think about like Kojima's recent tweet over like loving Paddington 2.
Absolutely.
We should get Paddington in there as Norman.
It's just in the black goo. Yeah, no.
He's just like, these packages be pretty heavy.
Yeah, it's just so oblivious to
then
how
he goes to jail.
That's like bear endangerment. We cannot do that. Teddy bear.
You know what? I'm so So I haven't watched the Chippendales Rescue Ranger movie that came out recently. But I did see the clips of Ugly Sonic.
Yes.
And they're not like super funny, but the casting of Tim Robinson as Ugly Sonic is like chef's kiss, amazing, perfect, the 100% guy you want in this role. And now I'm just picturing a Tim Robinson, Tim Robinson, Sam Porter Bridges, and he's just like, what the fuck? Why is all this stuff happening to me? And he would get so emotive with it. I would love that. We gotta get a oh fuck, a Connor O'Malley Sam Porter Bridges? Oh jeez. Oh. He'd be running around just because.
God, there's so many just fucked up comedians that could be Sam Porter Bridges, and it would be great. Absolutely.
Oh my god, if they do a Death Stranding 2, it's just gotta be like the same game, but they put different actors in it. Oh man. Fuck,
we're in
fun.
a Morbius zeitgeist right now.
Oh no,
I'm not saying this as a good choice. I'm saying this as it will be really fucked up that if Jared Leto was like,
oh no.
Was Sam Porter. And I'm saying this from the perspective of like what out of morbid curiosity as how bad he was.
Out of Morbius curiosity.
Yeah, Morbius out of Morbius curiosity. Yeah. Mostly that. Because he just does like, in general, even beyond this, and this movie, Morbius, is like the typical, like, conclusion, I think, to what is wrong with that man. I think, where he does way too much for utter mediocrity, and he is also, like, a person of, like, questionable, like, again, I still cannot think about the insane stuff he did when he was the Joker. Like, just what the fuck is wrong with, like, he thinks he's way too cool and above, I don't know, maybe above people, yeah, he thinks he's, like an actor, like an actor, that he feels the need to just go way too much for stuff that doesn't need to do that, at the, like, at the annoyance of other people and his coworkers. It's just insane. But yeah. It would not be a good choice, but it would be an interesting choice to see something ruined like that.
You know who would actually be pretty fucking good? Like, now that you bring up Jared Leto, it's like, man, fuck me. Christian Bale would be great. Just excellent choice. Yeah. Like, that is 100% the exact same type of guy. Right. Maybe a little less like hometown, like, country twang to him, but he has the same. He would bring the same type of energy. He would definitely study the role of Sam Porter Bridges and the way Norman Reedus acted him, and he would bring the exact same type of energy, flawlessly.
I could see that.
Yeah, so someone who actually would just mirror that, actually, and just be a good substitute in a way.
Yeah, we just need, like, the weirdest possible dudes to be in these kinds of roles. Like, it can't be like, oh, Chris Evans or any of the, like, handsome Marvel man. Yeah.
Chris Pratt plus Sam Porter Bridges. He sees some goo eat a man and he goes, well, that just happened.
That's correct. No, even Tom Hiddleston. He's being put in everything.
I could kind of see Tom Hiddleston. Okay. He wouldn't be that bad. He actually would be
fine, but yeah, just how his appearance is. That's the issue, I think, with a lot of. He doesn't sell himself in the weird stuff he's being put in for some reason. But
I mean, Tom Hiddleston would be better for, like, a Mads Mikkelsen type thing. Like, he'd be more like the enemy, like the weird creepy enemy. Yeah, like I could see him as that. Yeah,
he for sure. No one is taking advantage of that. Like, he actually does have, like, a decent ability to do, like, weird eccentric characters, but he is not being cast in those right now. He's being cast as the generic man, while also not looking quite right for the generic man, because he just looks like an eternal kid.
Because, like, that was the thing, is that, like, he was he was originally gonna be Thor, but then they were like, no, let's make him Loki.
Yeah.
And, like, that was the thing, is that, like, he's good as Loki, but, like, they just kind of, like, so many people are so horny for him, they were like, we gotta kind of, like, have him be less shitty and, like, make him, like, an anti-hero, and it's like, nah, he's got to be a fucking creep.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you go. That's our those are our many picks. Our many picks there. There you go, Kojima. Call us up. Tell us who you want. We'll figure it out.
Give us the royalties.
Yeah, give us a little bit of that money. Just a little bit of that money here. All right. Well, thank you so much for listening, everybody, and thank you both for being on the show.
Yeah.
Of course, if you want to follow along with our content, you can go to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com. No, you can go to videogamechoochoo.com. You can go to our Twitter at VGCC. You can follow us on Tumblr, videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com. We have our Facebook page, facebook.com/videogamechoochoo. We have our YouTube. We have Twitch. We have Patreon, patreon.com/VGCC. If you want to support us, it's just $3 a month. You get all of our stuff a week early, including the stuff that Elvie and I does with Maverick and Rose, Unlimited Railworks, the anime podcast. And we've also got some Starlight cars coming up.
Yeah, LV just dumped a bunch of content on us that we're putting together out of nowhere, and I'm like, okay, cool, we'll do it. Don't worry.
Absolutely. And you can come hang out with us in the GameZone.zone. That's our Discord server. You type that into your web browser and it'll bring you straight there. And of course, thank you to Melt Channel Says Magic Circuit for a theme song Crush off of the album Magic is Real. If you want to listen to their stuff, it's meltchannel.bandcamp.com or magic-circuit.bandcamp.com. I think the next time you hear this, it will already have been Bandcamp Friday. So as long as they're still doing that, check it out next Friday, this coming Friday, because that'll be when you will want to spend money on Bandcamp, because then they will get the full revenue share. And of course, we'd like to, if you want to follow us, you can. LV, where can people find you?
Yeah, people can follow me at LVMAEPARIAN on Twitter. And yeah, stay tuned for all these upcoming Starlight cards. Like, a lot of these folks are also other developers that were kind of under the Ludonaricon umbrella, or otherwise other developers who are all making like story-rich games that are trying to do something different. And I think that's like a good recurring theme to describe that in a very general way of like what these folks are trying to do. I had a random thought and thought about like how Tom Holland as Sam Porter would be fucked up. Anyway, that's it. That's all. I'll end it right there.
No. He would play the baby.
I can see it as whoever the fuck Healy was supposed to be. Like, he's one of the hologram people, whatever. I could see that too. God. Yeah, I don't know what those are called.
They're just people.
They're just NPCs.
They're online.
Yeah, God, please free me.
What?
Scott, where can people find you?
Scott Blah on Twitter. Come like my Elden Ring post, please. I beg.
The tier maker is available.
We did a whole.
We did our insane rankings. Yeah,
we spent 5 hours ranking Elden Ring.
Well, I was there for the first 2 hours and I just clocked out. But you and Maverick,
you dipped very gracefully.
I just quietly left like a ghost. But you and Maverick trucked on, which you can find on Twitch as a VOD, right? I think.
Yeah, it's up on Twitch.
Yeah.
And you can find,
and like you said, you can grab the actual tier maker list itself and rank your own Elden.
Of course, we'd love to see it, or some of us would. I don't know what the fuck. Don't ask me. You can find me at JOHN_MICHONSKI. That's my Twitter. That's it. Because that's kind of all I use. And that's it. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be back next week with another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo podcast. So long. Bye.